Hello students and welcome to another extra class of English class 9th. Today I will explain the poem Wind by Subramania Bharati. Wind blows strongly and causes a lot of destruction. We are all aware of it. Wind is a natural phenomenon and the poet talks to the wind in this poem. The power of the wind has been described here. The poet says that the wind is destructive. The poet has linked the destructive aspects of wind to the adversities of life, to all the challenges that we face in life. The weak people breaks down, but the strong ones emerge out more stronger. Now let's begin with the poem. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. So over here, the poet is very powerful, and the poet even says that the wind is equally very powerful. So the poet tells the wind that don't be very harsh or strong, as the wind is causing a lot of destruction. You can see the wind is breaking down the shutters of the windows, is scattering the papers on the floor, is throwing down the books on the shelf. So the poet is telling the wind not to do it, just to stop it. So in the initial stage of this poem, the poet is referring to the wind as a small child. Like a small child who doesn't follow any rules, regulations, is free to do anything that child wants. Similarly, the wind is doing exactly the same like a child. It's breaking the shutters of the windows, is scattering the papers, and also throwing the books from the shelf. And moreover, the poet is telling the wind to come very softly, not to come in such a forced manner. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. So this line says, by the time the poet tells the wind not to do it, the wind has already done it. And what has he done? What has the wind done? Broke the shutters of the windows, scattered the papers, and also threw down the books from the shelf. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. So, the poet has a lot of grudges in this poem. First, write down the meaning of rafter. Rafter means sloping beam which supports the roof of a building. And crumbling means breaking down. Okay, so let's begin. You tore the pages of the books. So the poet is saying to the wind that you have torn it off. You brought down rain again. Means you didn't stop raining. You are still raining. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. So the poet is saying, has a grudge against the wind, saying that you always make fun. Poking fun means you always make fun of the weaklings, of the weak. And the poet even says, frail crumbling houses means you are crumbling down houses, you are breaking down houses, you are breaking down the doors. You are seeing the word crumbling repeated again and again. You are breaking down the rafters, you are breaking down the wood, you are breaking down the bodies, that is, human beings are suffering due to you. And you are even breaking down the lives of many people. You are spoiling, you are ruining the lives of many people. And you are crumbling hearts. As a result, you are making people very depressed. You are breaking down hearts means you are making people so depressed because so much of destruction you have done to mankind. So stop it. One last line of this stanza. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. So the poet considers the wind as God, who is worshipped every day. Write down the meaning of winnow. Winnow means separating grain from wheat. So over here, the poet is comparing wheat to people. Just a wheat is separated. Similarly, the poet is telling to the wind that the wind is separating the strong people from the weak people. You are making a differentiation between the weak and the strong. So who is doing all this? The actions of the wind is doing all this. The actions, whatever here the wind has done till now, is making a differentiation in the mankind. Now we will go to the next stanza. He won't do what you tell him. So the poet is saying to people that the wind is not ready to listen. So it's better we should make our own precautions. It's better that we should protect ourselves from the strong wind and the destruction of the strong wind. And how? Let's see. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to form the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this and the wind will be friends with us. So the poet is saying, yes, the wind will not listen to us. The wind will definitely destroy all the materialistic thing and everybody. So it's better we start working on it. And how? By building strong homes, by joining the doors very strongly. Firmly means very strongly. And to make our own body very firm, very strong to fight with these consequences. And at the same time, we should make our heart very strong enough to face these problems. The poet is saying that wind will come and we must be prepared for it. And the poet is making the reader strong. So we should be prepared to meet the worst. Once we are strong enough, all the challenges will be our friends. So who is the challenge over here? The wind. So you can see the next line, do this and the wind will be friends with us. Means if we are making ourselves strong, mentally and physically, nobody can harm us. We are able to face all adversities of life. We will face all challenges of life, that too with a smile. And once we face it, once we are able to overcome it, these challenges only will be our friends. We will not be afraid of them. So you can see the destruction of the wind has been compared to the challenges of our life. Next, the wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. The wind blows out weak fires. That is, when a terrible wind blows, what happens? The fire which is not very strong enough will blow off. Similarly, if a person is mentally and physically not strong enough, cannot face any challenges of life. And anybody can suppress that person. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. In the similar way, a fire which is strong, which is blowing up very strongly, no wind can blow it down, blow it off. Similarly, a person who is very strong is able to face all challenges and nobody will dare to suppress that person. So what is the poet trying to depict over here? Let us be very strong enough to face all challenges of life. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. So wind is good in its own place. But in order to face that wind, we need to be very strong. Similarly, problems will come in our life. We cannot say problems go away. Definitely not. Problems will come. But how to face that, how to overcome it, that is the challenge of our life, of your life, of everybody's life. And in the last line, the poet says, we praise him every day. That is, he's comparing wind to God. Everything that is weak gets faded out in the strong wind. Strong wind flourish even more. Similarly, strong people also flourish in the same way. Then it becomes a good friendship for the strong people, and everything becomes good for strong people. Rather, he's trying to tell us the challenges will help us to become stronger and better. Now I will tell you the message of this poem. The message that the poet is trying to give us is, we must be mentally tough and physically strong in order to survive the hardships of life. We must make these destructive forces our friends with strength and a strong willpower, so that we do not feel that these challenges are challenges for us. We must make ourselves physically and mentally strong. So with this, I end the poem. I hope you have understood it. Basically, this poem has no rhyming scheme. It is written in the free verse. And remember, it's a personification. So please write somewhere in this, right on top rather, on top of this poem, that it is a personification. And what is a personification? When an inanimate thing is compared to an animate one. That is, wind is inanimate and animate means the human beings. So a wind is compared to human beings' life. So similarly, it is called a personification. The figure of speech is personification. And the rhyming scheme, there is no rhyming scheme. It is written in the free verse. You can mention it, no rhyming scheme. It is mentioned in the free verse. Thank you. Stay home, stay fit.